Hello, hello, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. By this time, here is actually around 5 o'clock. Today, I was late to come and actually make a video because we are still looking for the young gentleman who was drowned. Up to today, we have not found him. People have gone down to the near the lake. We have put everything in the media so that if he can be seen anywhere, they inform us, but not yet. So we are still in a dilemma. Actually, we do not know if we shall get him or not, if he has been eaten by crocodiles. So that is God's wish. I don't know. Is one young man around my village, in fact, whom I knew, a very polite, gentleman, but all the way, that is the way. Thank you very much to my organic subscribers. Thank you very much to my commenters, those who share and love and also like my video. I say sincerely, I love you. And actually, please continue the way you are supporting me. I feel so grateful and I really appreciate you. For today, though I'm very tired, you can see I'm very tired since morning. We have been looking for the corpse along the banks of River Migori. I have just come, taken my bath, and now I'm at least relaxing. For today, I felt like sharing something which I'm finding so hard, that there is some culture we are trying to fight, but it is not moving. So I will wish at the end of the video, remember I'm only giving you information which is on the ground, and don't victimize me. You are supposed to share with me and actually assist me with the mindset. You assist me the way forward, what we can do, so that maybe some of the outdated cultures in my community can stop. And I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, remember before the Western education, before the formal education came to some of the typical tribes like my tribe, Korean, we were so much rooted in very typical cultures and a lifestyle, which was actually very hard to come out of. Remember, we are, for example, myself, I am a victim of a young child who suffered polio where there was no hospitals. There were no hospitals. We were actually sleeping in grass-thatched houses when the rains used to come. We were being rained on, and even sometimes there were so many ants which eat grass. There were so many safari ants which could attack us at night. So that kind of life was there. And actually, you can also remember the kind of fashions which were there. We were wearing goat skins and calf skins, and actually the adults were wearing cow skins, which were well done. Uh, they used to apply a lot of fats so that it could be soft. The blankets came later, and they only belonged to the old men. So that was the kind of a lifestyle. If you actually know the typical Korean man and a woman, that is a person whose ears were pierced. They were pierced. They were actually, yeah, they were pierced. They became so long. They used to hang here. Those are the ears. And they actually used to put some marks on the noses, and the lifestyle in the head, they used to shave it in a special way. They were also uh, wearing bangles, wire meshes. They were wires. Bangles were here, and then here, and here. So that was the kind of lifestyle. And they used to take what we call a sniff. This is sniff. Sniff is out of tobacco, and there is one they used to soak in a special gourd, and then they put it inside the 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 through the nostril. They put it enters, then they put another one here, it enters. You hear it, you feel it entering the brains. So those were our old men who used to actually practice that. Women were using stones to grind the cereals. Actually, they were using grinding stones. There were no posho mills. There were no modern machines actually to make flour. And also, the kind of food were made out of cereals, and we used also to take cow blood. Blood was actually being chopped from the necks of a cow. We could take it raw. We take it raw, and we could actually stir it. Once it gets contaminated, there were those big lumps, eh? The lumps of blood, contaminated blood, and then they are uh, well done. Then those are the things we could eat. We could eat them plus the blood, and then we walk. Remember, we were walking naked. Only a skin was around our waist, like young boys. In fact, nobody was interested with you. Even a young girl, you could walk totally naked. Could walk totally naked. Nobody was interested. It is until you reach the stage of puberty, is when actually now you start becoming sensitive, and they give you those short 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 skins to wrap around your waist. And the kind of gods, the prayers were made in shrines. We have our traditional shrines. Our old men used to go and make sacrifices and libations in the traditional shrines, where they were meeting the special gods, like the gods I mentioned the other day. The snakes, there were praying mantis, there were the sun was there. There were, depending on the community. Each community had its own god, and also they used to perform traditional weddings, where the bride and the bridegroom were actually blessed after giving a lot of cows, and actually blessing them, and making no girl was supposed to be married unless after she had the one who had broken her virginity was actually uh, considered unfit to get married, because word could go around everywhere that so Kohera's daughter is a whore, Kohera's daughter is a prostitute, so you don't have to, so that one is bad mannered. or coherence family is a weak family, or coherence family is a weak family. So there were such things they were considering, and before they make for you that special traditional wedding. And remember, uh, I told you during the naming of the day of the child that the child sometimes could be born with several birthmarks. For example, the child could be born having a certain scar, a big scar somewhere, or somewhere here, or anything, and you could actually not name that child anyhow, because you are to go to the magicians or witch doctors. They actually tabulate. They look. They were using sometimes using millet. They make some whatever, and then they say they have their own uh, spirits which show them who that person was, and they bring you the name. Otherwise, the child could cry if you give him or her a wrong name. She will cry. She will do anything until you don't sleep, until you go to uh, these magicians or witch doctors, and then you are given that name. Once you give that name to that young child, then he or she will be comfortable, and the life will continue. Now, from that stage, ladies and gentlemen, here came the modern life. This modern life in more so in Korea entered Korea through the churches. These were the missionaries. The first missionaries came to a place called Taranganya, where they brought the church. That was actually it is a Pefa church. And the other one came through around Isibania, somewhere called Nyabikaye. Those are the places where the first missionaries came to in Korea. And another one is found at Kebaroti. It is actually a Catholic church. That is the one at Kebaroti is a Catholic church. The one at Tarangani is actually Presbyterian Evangelism Fellowship Assembly. I think that is the PEFA. And the one at Nyabikai is SDA. So some of the young men and the women, not really young women, but some of the young men were, and some special families tried to enter in those churches. Those are the people now who went and were taught the word of God. And this word of God now could separate the kind of lifestyle which is found in the typical area with that one from the Western culture. So this is when these young men were taught arithmetic. The three, I think they are the three: English, arithmetic, and I don't know the three R's. I don't know they are called what? Arithmetic, uh, English, arithmetic, and I'm not okay. There you are. I'm telling you, the major three subjects were taught, and these people now knew how to read. Yeah, that was reading and writing. They knew how to read and write their names. So these people now, as they converted those churches to missionary schools, so some people started going there. So that is when now the first interaction started in our lifestyle in more so in Korea. That is when there was some interaction. Some people were doubting the churches because they could not live their ancestral culture. They could not live their cultures which they valued so much. There were traditional weddings, there were traditional dances. They could not go and sing, and simply because somebody has a Bible. Okay, now it came, and now the pioneers of those converts who entered those churches now became Christians, and they spread. Now you could see now these missionaries brought brought iron houses, semi permanent houses. You could find a home of somebody is having an an iron sheet house, and that is the home. You could go and find a cloth. The clothes have come from abroad. That is the home. You could go and find they are taking tea, because we used to take cereal porridge. But that is the home now. You could go and find, and the people now start saying, hey, so somebody's so and so's home are even the children are speaking a white man language, a white and English. They are speaking things we cannot hear. So people started. It gradually came until the schools now, until so many Korean young men were now converted into Christianity, and some went to school. They were trained as teachers. They were trained as teachers. Some were trained as nurses and doctors. Now they came back to the villages. This is where now the normal formal education now started, and it has now been growing very rapidly, coming up so rapidly. So up to now, when I started my video, I was telling you there are so many people, I mean young men and young girls and boys who have joined different universities, different colleges, and they are on. And these people now have come home with different careers. We have now, first and foremost, we had pastors who have actually learned about theology, the word of God. They are very knowledgeable. They have come around here, and so many churches from abroad, they have gotten sponsors. They have built so many churches around in this area. In fact, almost 90% of Korea now is converted into Christianity. Each and every family goes to church. Now these people have moved out of this lifestyle I started here. The lifestyle I started from the grass-touched drinking of cow blood. These people have moved from that area. And actually, the different careers have come. We have teachers, we have engineers, we have doctors, we have so many career people. And now, because of this uh, uh, formal education, there is a lot of interaction. Our young men, men and the ladies, young men and the women have interacted. There is no country in this world where there is no Korean young man or young woman. Some of them have also been married abroad. They have gone. They have flown. They normally come home. They do. So there is this education through churches, through intermarriage, and through exposure. And they have even changed the lifestyle of fashion. There were no long trousers in our community, but nowadays, if you could be found wearing a long trouser and you are a woman, you are considered a caste woman, a caste. But nowadays, there is that they have called it my fashion, my choice. So each and everyone puts on a cloth of his and her choice. So they have now turned, they have built modern houses. From the grass thatched, they went to semi-permanent houses. From semi-permanent houses, they have gone to modern permanent houses. Now they are even sending different designs. If, for example, a son is in the USA, you will find he has actually a design, a building design, which he brings and and introduces in the village. And they have done that. They have, people are taking good food. People are enjoying. There are roads, there are tarmac roads around. People are now competing in education. But now the big question I was trying to ask you is that when it reaches the circumcision period, things change. Things change. Young men who I don't understand. I was giving you our ancestral spirits the other day. I don't know whether now I'm trying to weigh the Bible versus the cultural spirits. I don't know what's happening in my area. A big question. Why is it that a young man who has been circumcised, maybe he was in America, he was circumcised in a hospital. When he comes here and gets his age mates going to the traditional circumciser, he also goes to be circumcised. Why is that so? Are they because of the spirits? What could be so funny? That is the big question now today. And please give me the way forward. And remember, this is a person who has several degrees. Is so much learned, is so exposed. But imagine he comes, he does not consider to be cut in the hospital. He comes here. And the other day I was telling you, I don't know whether it is because of these age groups. I was telling you that there are three age sets form an age group. So that is today, because now what is happening now in the ground? So many boys from major towns have come back, and there are the ones who are now getting recut. Imagine, they are getting in second phase of circumcision. Why is it so? That is my. And what can we do? Is it because of the spirits? Is it because of the culture? Is it because of what? Otherwise, thank you so much. That is the end of my today's video, and I request so many comments so that you can, if you are commenting, don't judge me. I repeat that I'm giving you what is going on the ground, so don't see me as a victim of that, of circumstances. No, that is what is happening. Why is it that a young man who was even circumcised 4 years ago in the hospital, when he comes home and sees other young boys going to the he joins them, and he also gets recircumcised? Why is it so? Thank you very much. Let us meet tomorrow. Thank you.